Kelvin Ewonwaye, NTA News.
Hello and welcome. This is Nationwide, reaching you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. My name is Justin Bemunyi. 4 agreements reached between Nigeria and China are currently at various stages of implementation. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, along with his Chinese counterpart, Wang Yi, both reaffirmed their commitment to formalizing the strategic partnerships into a constructive one to mutually benefit the two countries. Garba Natala reports.
Intent is displayed here as Yusuf Tuga warmly receives the Chinese foreign minister at the ministry for high-level talks to deepen bilateral cooperation across key sectors of both economies. The visit also signals China's support for Nigeria has yielded positive results. Before a closed-door session, Yusuf Tuga, who doubled as an interpreter, affirms that Nigeria's diplomatic engagements with China had been free from disputes.
More so, our cooperation has yielded results in various fields, including trade, investment, infrastructure development, and cultural exchange.
The minister recalled the state visit of President Tinubu to China from 3rd to 4th September 2024, during which 4 MOUs were signed.
Nigeria reaffirms its commitment to the terms of the MOUs, which are currently at various stages of implementation.
China's Foreign Affairs Minister, Wang Yi, promised to further pursue development by exploring other key areas of collaboration in driving growth.
My visit this time is to further the tradition of the Chinese foreign minister visiting Africa as the first overseas visit of the new year. It is also to discuss with my African friends how to deliver on the important common understandings reached at the FOCAC Beijing meeting in Nigeria.
The two parties are also expected to further find ways of implementing the resolution of the FOCAC Beijing meetings, particularly the 10 partnership actions, which is another focal area to deepen trade and investment between the two countries. In Abuja, Garba Muhammad Atala, NTA News.
And President Tinubu expresses his profound sympathy to the military authorities following the loss of 6 soldiers during a dawn terrorist attack on an army base in Sabongida, Damboa, Borno State. The president extends his heartfelt condolences to the families of the fallen soldiers whose sacrifice in defending the nation will forever be honored and remembered. In the wake of the tragic event, President Tinubu has called for a thorough investigation to uncover the circumstances that led to the unfortunate incident and ensure that it serves as a valuable lesson to prevent similar occurrences. President Tinubu commends the armed forces for their swift and decisive response, particularly the air component, in launching effective retaliatory strikes and significant neutralization of numerous terrorists and the destruction of their assets as they attempted to flee. President Tinubu says the action by the army demonstrates the capability and readiness of the military to confront and defeat threats to the nation's security, and a testament to the resolve to eradicate terrorism and banditry, paving the way for a future where peace and security prevail for all Nigerians. Moreover, President Tinubu urges the military to proactively take the war to the camps of bandits and terrorists. He particularly emphasizes the Northwest, where these criminals continue to threaten the lives and homes of innocent villagers. In the same vein, President Tinubu appeals to Nigerians and the media to support the military's effort to restore peace and security in the nation. Now, preparations have begun at the National Arcade ahead of the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day 2025 to honor the bravery, courage, sacrifice and legacy of the fallen heroes. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello captured some highlights of the rehearsal at the National Arcade in Abuja.
The morning air was crisp and the sun had barely begun to rise when the soldiers gathered in the heart of the town. Eagle Square area was cordoned with the sole purpose of rehearsing for the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day, a solemn occasion where the nation pays tribute to the heroes who had laid down their lives for freedom. The preparation parade was the highlight of the day, a symbol of respect for the fallen and a reminder of the sacrifices made. As the military band began to play, the sound of drums and brass filled the air, resonating through the street. The soldiers marched in perfect unison, their boots echoing on the pavement. Each step was deliberate, each movement precise, a silent salute to those who had made the ultimate sacrifice. It wasn't just a rehearsal, it was a promise that the sacrifices made by the fallen would never be in vain. Officers and men of the armed forces are putting in finishing touches to come up with a top-notch parade come 15th of January 2025. Olajide Bello, NTA.
Now, the Ministry of Defense is proposing a mortgage housing welfare for troops to meet their housing needs, boost their morale and enhance efficiency. And this was disclosed by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Ambassador Gabriel Tanimu Aduda, while on a working visit to the defense headquarters.
Drawing from international best practices to see how we can help the armed forces better position to enjoy stronger welfare provisions. One of such is for us to see very quickly if we also can begin to think in the area of a military mortgage formation that caters strictly for the military. And if we have it excised and we run with that, perhaps more of our officers will not only have houses while serving, but so that when they are done serving our great nation, they will have where to retire to.
The ministry's commitment to support the armed forces operations through provisions of equipment and improved working environment. Now, the General Officer commanding 6th Division, Nigerian Army Major General Jamal Abdulsalam, has declared commitment towards the welfare of its personnel to enable them to discharge their duties creditably. He was speaking at the inauguration of several projects at 343 Artillery Regiment as Elele Barracks, Rivers State. Dibabari Sedoma Wakeke has details.
Some of the buildings and facility had deteriorated over time, hence the need to give them a facelift and remodel them to benefit the troops. The inaugurated projects are a 200-meter road, physical training complex with gym hall, tennis court, renovation of corporal and below quarters, squash hall, and indoor sports and recreation center.
We have put on a generator just to show you that the light systems, everything is working on the clock.
General Jamal Abdulsalam said the projects are in line with the Chief of Army Staff Command philosophy to impact the lives of troops positively.
All the projects are projects that impact directly on the well-being of our soldiers. And the government has so many things to do, so they will not concentrate only on renovating our barracks. Therefore, we have to use the opportunity and take the initiative to also see what we can do at our own levels.
In Elele, River State, Dibabari Sidomameke, NTA News.
Now, the second-term administration of Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has no doubt recorded giant strides on road rehabilitations and reconstructions across the major cities and towns in the state. In this report, Kingsley Ononiwo takes a look at the impacts of the road revolution on the state economy.
Inception of office on January 15, 2020, Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has not hidden his desire to change the ugly narrative on roads and other critical infrastructure in the state by embarking on robust road reconstructions and rehabilitation in order to make life more meaningful for the people of the state. The good story of Governor Uzodinma's first-term administration's giant strides on road projects has continued in the first year of his second-term administration, which came on board on January 15, 2024, as major roads in Owerri, the Imo State capital, and those in Olu and Okigwe towns are now wearing new looks. The big question now is, how have the road renewal and reconstruction projects impacted on the state economy?
The dualization of the road makes the movement, at least motorists, everybody can move freely. It's very, very nice. A welcome development.
I think the road network is very, very good. It helps the economy to grow. So the governor did a very good work. We are satisfied with what he's doing.
Road is part of development. So looking at how everywhere is very good and is fine.
When you have free movement, when you have people going to school and they can move to school and get to school early, going to work and get to work early, business people are having their businesses. That's creating an enabling environment for business to thrive.
He also noted that the ongoing flyover project at the control post area of Owerri and the ongoing Emmanuel Iwanyanwu International Convention Center Owerri, when completed, will have more positive impacts on the state economy.
Well, let's now join Kingsley Ononiwo live from Owerri to give us a highlight of the major developments concerning constructions and, of course, infrastructure.
Good afternoon. It is by special grace of God that Imo people, based on what they are saying, to be privileged to have a governor like distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, who has really provided good governance. For the first time in their lives, Imo people, especially during the last just concluded festive period, had every reason to thank God for providing a governor like Uzodinma, who has turned around the road infrastructure in the state. People, even visitors, residents, and travelers, they do not experience any gridlock in any part of Owerri and other major cities like Olu and Okigwe. Movement now is as easy as ABC because of the good road network being provided for the citizens of the state by Governor Uzodinma's administration. As we speak now, people even operate from Olu town, Okigwe town, that are far away from Owerri to come to Owerri because of good road network. You don't need to even waste a second on any traffic jam. So that's why the people are really commending Governor Uzodinma for providing what they described as good governance. And indeed, they are also pleading with him to extend the gesture to the rural communities where most of the roads are dilapidated. So that is the mood of people in Imo State now because of what they are seeing in terms of road revolution.
Well, thank you so much, Kingsley. Thank you so much for your insight there from Owerri. Thank you for joining us. Now, we take you to Lagos, where Adeola is standing by for more reports.
Here's so much, Justin. In a bid to sustain its mandate to protect and promote public health through effective and efficient regulatory system that ensures the right quality of food and drugs are produced, the Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has highlighted strategic plans for year 2025. Larry Bileyi was at the press briefing with the DG of the agency. He has this report.
The Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, listed the strategic goals of the agency for the year 2025 to include 5 pillars, which are strong governance and leadership, institutionalization of best practices, safety and quality regulated products, monitoring of the supply chain, and efficient financial management. Emphasis will be placed on drugs for maternal and child health, especially on postpartum conditions of mothers, and anti-malaria drugs for children.
This year, 2025, will be maternal, newborn, and child health and nutrition year. The focus is to prevent postpartum hemorrhage and maternal deaths drastically and reduce child morbidity.
Also, on metapneumovirus discovered in China recently, NAFDAC said it is putting strategy in place to mitigate its spread, one of which is to encourage local devices.
We need to have local content. And the executive order of Mr. President is making that to happen. We are now handholding our syringes manufacturers.
NAFDAC says these highlighted goals of the agency will be pursued to a logical conclusion. In Lagos, Larry Bileyi, NTA News.
The Lagos state government has not reneged on its renewed plan to ensure proper enforcement on the use of pedestrian bridges, also called footbridges. This, the state government believe, will aid motorists and pedestrians' safety, accessibility, and also add to the aesthetics of a state. Adejoke Odeka completes the report.
One of the duties of every government in a country is to provide facilities that will create comfort and improve security for its citizens. One of these numerous facilities is the pedestrian bridges, also known as footbridges. One of these bridges have been constructed in different parts of Lagos metropolis, such as Ojodu Bega, Oworoshoki, Obanikoro, CMS, Sele, and Lekki Ekpe Expressway, amongst others. But are residents utilizing these footbridges?
Efficiently, people are using the bridge, but it's not everybody that is using the bridge. But the car, they are working on it right now.
Government make it so that you can, instead of crossing the road, you avoid risks of accident, maybe hitting by a car.
When you cross without asking, the government is supposed to arrest you.
After the Lagos state government gave an order for the arrest of anyone found crossing the highway at points where there are pedestrian bridges, agencies who were instructed to enforce this directive say there is a level of compliance. However, stringent actions are being taken against defaulters.
There are still some recalcitrant people who are still not complying. We are doing regular enforcement, posting personnel to areas that are identified that people are not adequately complying, and making sure that they comply with this. And going forward, we are also working with the government to ensure that we create what is called CPT, that is crime prevention through environmental design, by creating barricades that will discourage people, even if nobody is there, that will discourage them from crossing the highway instead of using the pedestrian bridges.
The instruction is simple: use the pedestrian bridges, as this will allow pedestrians cross roads safely without the risk of being hit by vehicles. In Lagos, Adejoke Odeka.
And those are What's from Lagos, Nationwide will continue with Justin in Abuja when we return from this break.
For joining us in Kaduna. The Kano State government has supported over 41,600 women over the past 7 months. Abdullahi Mustafa reports that Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf granted financial assistance to about 5,200 vulnerable women from across the 44 local government areas of the state. The report.
These women were drawn from the 44 local government areas of Kano State as the first set of beneficiaries of the First Empowerment Program in 2025. Launched in May 2024, the program is designed to uplift vulnerable women economically, providing them with the resources to thrive. Each of them has been granted 50,000 naira to help boost their capital for various income-generating activities. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf described the initiative as a critical strategy to eliminate the barriers that have long hindered women from making a substantial contribution to the economy.
We must implement deliberate policies to lift millions of our citizens out of poverty.
Such efforts, he believes, are essential to creating equal opportunities and empowering women to play an active role in the society. To date, he disclosed more than 41,000 women across the state have benefited from this program. Governor Yusuf assured that additional empowerment schemes aimed at alleviating poverty and curbing social vices are already in the pipeline. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
The Nigerian Air Force has reiterated its commitment to intensify efforts in addressing security challenges across the country in the year 2025. The Air Officer Commanding Training Commander Air Vice Marshal Abubakar Abdullahi emphasized this during the 2024 Best Socio-Cultural Activities held here in Kaduna. Defense Correspondent Haruna Muhammad reports.
Base socio-cultural activities is a moment to celebrate achievements in the tradition of the military, to dine and wine after a long year of rigorous operations while reaffirming their commitment to a safer and more secure Nigeria in 2025. The Basa celebration, filled with vibrant activities and stimulating moments, including tug-of-war competition and cultural dances, as well as ceremonial bonfire, to usher in the beginning of another year of activity in the Nigerian Air Force. Governor of Kaduna State, Ubasani represented, agrees with the Air Officer Commanding Air Training Command, Air Vice Marshal Abubakar Abdullahi, and has prioritized collaboration with other security agencies to tackle the nation's pressing security challenges. He emphasized the need for sustained military effort to combat insecurity across the state and other troubled parts of the country.
Fraternize, you can see the cultural display from the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, different dance steps, different cuisines, traditional attires, and stuff like that. It shows that for every military man, there is a civilian blood in him.
Help them to unwind after a very tedious end of the year, or rather tedious year that has gone, or a period that has gone past. It also has a linkage with some of our own cultural heritage.
Meanwhile, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, represented by the NAF's Chief of Administration at the Second Chief of Air Staff Pali with veterans, emphasized the Nigerian Air Force readiness to engage the expertise of its veterans in addressing the nation's security challenges. Haruna Muhammad, NTA News.
And that's our contributions from Kaduna. Nationwide continues with Justin in our Abuja studio. Justin.
Well, thank you so much, Mohammed. Now let's go to Yobe State, where the government is exerting commitment to explore the enormous agricultural potential of the state, engaging in partnership with federal government and World Bank agencies to get the best out of the vast potential in the sector. Yunusa Suleiman reports that towards achieving desired result, a committee was inaugurated to facilitate effective land administration for smooth implementation of agri-business investment in the state.
After 7 years, Yobe State government has continued
to come up with initiatives and reforms in the agricultural sector, including partnering with the federal government, United Nations, and World Bank agencies to enhance the agricultural productivity, a deliberate strategy to help the potentials embedded in the sector. A World Bank-funded program for agricultural promotion is to, among others, resolve to strengthen reforms to modernize agricultural practice to pave way for increased productivity, job creation, food security, and poverty alleviation in the state.
Aim to guide land administration in a manner that will maximize the role of land in development while effectively mitigating the risk of land-based investments. It entails the land reform that will facilitate agricultural business investment in the state.
Agriculture remains the mainstay of Yobe State economy, providing employment and income to over 70% of its population. In Damaturu, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
We are now joining Adam Yusuf Ali from Damaturu State capital for more on agricultural intervention by the state government and its partnership with federal government and World Bank agencies.
Studio. Regarding agricultural production in Yobe State has 46,000 square kilometers of landmass, which are all fertile for agricultural production. That is why about 70% of the population are engaged in agriculture due to its potential landmass and also the support the people in the state are enjoying from the state government in terms of seeds and fertilizers. To expand on the agricultural production, Yobe State is engaging with partnership with the federal government and also the World Bank in order to ensure adequate food security in the state. Recently, the Yobe State government has procured 19 billion worth of farm implement, which has since been distributed to over 5,000 real farmers in the state to improve on the agricultural practices. Another thing is that the state government has also procured 40 tractors, which will also be engaged in the agricultural production. These are some of the efforts the state government is making in order to ensure availability of food in the state, which signals its commitment in the agricultural sector.
Well, thank you so much, Adam Yusuf there. Now moving on, about 1,000 indigent residents of Ogun State who have suffered total or partial blindness due to cataracts have regained their sight after undergoing free cataract extraction surgeries. Oyin Kansola Ojelade reports that this philanthropic initiative by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company NNPC Foundation is part of their commitment to improving the health and well-being of Nigerians.
Cataracts are a clouding of the natural lens in the eyes, which can cause blurry or distorted vision. Unfortunately, cataract extraction surgeries could be costly, with prices often exceeding 100,000 naira or more, which makes it unaffordable for most Nigerians.
All of them that you say, there's something white in your eyes.
This NLI is about 4 years now, so there is no power for me to do the eye.
The NNPC Foundation is providing free cataract extraction surgeries for 1,000 beneficiaries across Ogun State.
Its purpose is to combat the widespread issue of vision impairment caused by cataracts, a condition that has been severely impacted many Nigerians.
Somebody is not seeing and you bring sight back. Can you imagine you brought light to that person's?
All beneficiaries, ranging from the young to the elderly, received the gift of restored sight.
When I'm informed about such a thing, you think I will drop everything I'm doing to come and support that? I certainly have to.
The free cataract surgeries will be expanded to other parts of the country, as promised by the foundation. In Abeokuta, Oyin Kansola Ojelade, NTA News.
Kano State government has uplifted the lives of 41,600 women over the past 7 months. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf made this known as he handed out financial assistance to 5,200 vulnerable women from the 44 local government areas of the state. Abdullahi Mustafa has the report.
These women were drawn from the 44 local government areas of Kano State as the first set of beneficiaries of the First Empowerment Program in 2025. Launched in May 2024, the program is designed to uplift vulnerable women economically, providing them with the resources to thrive. Each of them has been granted 50,000 naira to help boost their capital for various income-generating activities. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf described the initiative as a critical strategy to eliminate the financial barriers that have long hindered women from making a substantial contribution to the economy.
We must implement deliberate policies to lift millions of our citizens out of poverty.
Such efforts, he believes, are essential to creating equal opportunities and empowering women to play an active role in the society. To date, he disclosed more than 41,000 women across the state have benefited from this program. Governor Yusuf assured that additional empowerment schemes aimed at alleviating poverty and curbing social vices are already in the pipeline. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
I will now take you to Benin, where Anwuli Okolo is standing by for more reports. You're welcome.
You're welcome to Benin. Governor Monday Okpebholo's administration is determined to fight against cultism and inhumane treatment in the state, noting that anyone found wanting of such act would be made to face the full wrath of the law. The Administrator Office of the First Lady, Ms. Desili Anani, stated this when she visited Uyi Tina, who is receiving treatment in a hospital on account of her residence being set ablaze by her ex-husband. Goodluck Enaini reports.
Mrs. Anani is in the hospital to sympathize with the victim, Uyi Tina, whose house was set ablaze by some assailants on New Year Day. This was after she returned to Nigeria from Europe on the 31st of December 2024. The administrator assured the victim that the necessary laws will be applied in accordance with the provisions of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law of the states.
To serve as a lesson to any other person, any other man or woman. We cannot stay and you're treating a fellow human being this way. The state will, there are laws, the law will take its course.
The victim appreciates the state government and appealed for support, adding that she has nowhere to go to when she leaves the hospital, as everything she has suffered for in Europe for over 24 years was raised down.
Everything is father, ability. I have father and mother. My father is 100 years, my mother is 32 years. This is that take off my family. I'm here to go when I leave this hospital. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Everything that comes, everything was burned. Ma, please help me, ma. Help me, ma. Help me.
Don't worry, ma. Don't worry. We're here for you.
The incident, which is alleged to have been carried out by her ex-husband, is considered to be a case of gender-based violence, which the state government frowns at. In Benin, Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
The alarming disappearance of manhole covers on Benin major roads is posing serious threats to motorists and other road users. Eugenia Ndubisi, who examined the ugly development, reports that a number of accidents have been recorded due to the unsafe condition of the roads caused by these missing manhole covers.
Removal of manhole covers, which has been on the rise across the nation, is also a menace in Benin City, where a lot of manhole covers are vanishing.
I don't know who is really doing it, or whether people are the ones sponsoring it, I don't really know. But I think it's unhealthy because it's causing dangers to human health. If it rains now, you're even going to be a big problem.
People still fall inside. You understand? There's a car that will break down. It spoiled my car badly.
Not be only here. If you go different junctions, the same thing. If you go second now, the same thing. If you go Aduawa, the same thing. If you go permission, the same thing.
The question on everyone's lips is, who are the perpetrators of this criminal act? While others are pointing accusing fingers on scrap collectors, others are calling on the state government to put an end to this and make the road safe again.
We don't know who is responsible because when we all close for job, our work, we go home.
Maybe now some of those when they push all those trucks. Most of the night they mostly carry these things come out.
If vigilante is there to monitor all these things for night, because at night I believe most of these people they come and come to uproot these things, not be daytime.
Efforts to know the stance of the State Ministry of Works over the alarming removal of manhole covers didn't yield results. In Benin, Eugenia Ndubisi, NTA News.
That's it from Benin. Nationwide continues in Abuja with Justin. Justin, over to you.
To Jos. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has provided more critical combat enablers as a deliberate effort to enhance the capacity of the armed forces as they continue to combat insecurity and maintain peace across Nigeria. The Chief of Defense Staff said this while addressing troops at Samaru Cantonment in Zangon Kataf local government area of Kaduna State. Indiang and Abuja has details.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, says the visit is part of ongoing efforts at strengthening the defense mechanism of the armed forces. On his entourage are the General Officer Commanding 3 Division and Commander Operation Safe Haven, Major General Abdusalam Abubakar, and officers from the Defense Headquarters. They were at Samaru Cantonment in Zangon Kataf local government area for an on-the-spot assessment of the level of work and the progress of the infrastructure development aimed at enhancing operational capabilities of the cantonment. While there, General Christopher Musa inspected the quarter guard and commended the troops for their dedication and resilience, reiterating the military's commitment to ensuring their welfare and operational effectiveness. He further assured the troops on efforts to provide additional reinforcements and critical combat enablers approved by the presidency to enhance military operations in keeping Nigeria safe.
I want to thank Mr. President for the support he's given us. He has promised us everything we require we will get. We're happy that the southern Kaduna is getting more peaceful, unlike how it used to be before.
The terrain here, some of these places, you cannot enter them with gun trucks. So motorcycles are very, very key. Also, we'll be getting night vision goggles to enhance our night fighting capability.
With confidence, I can tell you things are much, much better than they were before.
Earlier, the Chief of Defense Staff and his team visited the Chief of Kagoro, Chief Ufwe Bonnet, to reassure him of the military's determination to bring peace to the community. Indenyan and the Abuja, NTA News.
Plateau State government has attributed the relative peace being enjoyed in the state to the personal competence of the officers and soldiers of the 3 Division Nigerian Army and other security agencies. Governor Caleb Mutfwang stated this at the 2024 Annual West Africa Social Activities WASA, organized by the 3 Division Nigerian Army at Maxwell Kobe Cantonment, Rukuba Barracks, Jos. Priscilla Grumnan reports.
The West African Social Activities is an annual event which brings together officers and their families as well as the barracks community to mark end-of-year activities. The event, which attracted friends, well-wishers and other stakeholders, featured cultural dances of various ethnic groups. Governor Caleb Mutfwang represented, commended the Army and other security agencies for the prevailing peace on the plateau, urging them to sustain the tempo.
Nigeria is uniquely blessed with rich cultural heritage, and the Nigerian Army stands as a testimony our cultural integration.
The General Officer Commanding 3 Division and Commander Operation Safe Haven, Major General Abdusalam Abubakar, restates the commitment of officers to maintaining peace, a prerequisite for meaningful development.
Remember, our fundamental duty remains to protect the lives and property of our citizens while upholding core values enshrined in our Constitution.
The event featured award of excellence to officers who distinguished themselves in the discharge of their duties. In Jos, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Jos. Is back to Justin in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Now, Governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Doye Diri, says his administration's urban renewal program will transform Yenagoa, the state capital, into a modern city. The governor hosted these against the backdrop of the recent relocation of interstate commercial transporters to the new state-owned transport terminal at Igbogene, warned against touting around the vicinity of the terminal. Timipre O'Hare completes the report.
ESCO meeting of the year 2025. The meeting, presided over by the Bayelsa State Governor, Doye Diri, noted that as a state, 2024 has been successful in terms of the achievements recorded in security, infrastructure, and human capital development. However, Governor Doye Diri expressed concerns of some pockets of complaints on the alleged killing in Agbiri community and commended the leaders and youth for their show of maturity of not taking laws into their hands and promised that the police has commenced the investigation and perpetrators will be brought to book.
We believe that our expectations are still far more than the successes that we have achieved in 2024. The next State Executive Council, we will begin one ministry after the other to see what you have done for 2024 and your plan for 2025.
Governor further assured Bayelsans that 2025 Yenagoa will be transformed to a new city as his administration is set to inaugurate various projects to mark his first year in office in his second term, while embarking on new projects like the construction of a new stadium, building of the 9-story iconic state secretariat, among others.
All our plans, all our projects must be completed, including the new ones that we are about to embark on. We have hyped a new stadium, modern stadium for Yenagoa, a FIFA standard approved stadium. This January, that award must be made. Our new Yenagoa City construction of roads is in top gear, and I'm sure that some of those roads will be commissioned.
The governor commended the Commissioner for Transport, Priye Broderick, for carrying out his directive in the relocation of the new Bayelsa State Transport Terminal. Siminipri O'Hare, NTA News.
The Benue State government is to prioritize the promotion of ideas that will enhance the peace and unity of residents of the state. Governor Hyacinth Alia re-emphasized this at the 2024 end-of-year peace pilgrimage held at St. John the Baptist Cathedral, Boku. Elias Etia reports.
Peace-building pilgrimage is an annual event put together by the Catholic Dioceses of Makurdi, Boko and Katsina to seek God's interventions in challenges and to foster peace and harmonious existence amongst diverse sections of the state. The pilgrimage had in attendance religious leaders, traditional rulers under the leadership of the chairman of the State Council of Chiefs, the leadership of the Muslim community, amongst others, to chart a common front. At the closing ceremony, Governor Hyacinth Alia, who described peace building as a collective responsibility of all stakeholders, called for expansion of the program to cover all the 3 senatorial districts of the state. The governor noted that the state government is not sparing any efforts to ensure adequate security of lives and property.
In the last 1 year, 8 months, we brought out all our reconciliatory arsenals on the table to ensuring that peace returns to the borders, where peace was not even heard of or experienced for many, many, many years.
Unity of purpose to be united together, to fight insecurity, united together, to fight the enemy of our peace.
From Boko local government area, Elias Etiaf, NTA News.
Our next sports update with Bright Abuja.
As preparations continue for the home-based Eagles ahead of the 2025 African Nations Championship, which will be held from February 1 to 28 in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, Mohammed Sanusi, the General Secretary of the Nigerian Football Federation, has reassured Nigerians that the Eagles are aiming to win the trophy. This tournament marks their return after a 12-year absence. Sanusi emphasized the team's determination and potential demonstrated during their qualifiers against Ghana.
Football is one of the few things that unite Nigerians, and they are aware of that. They would want the unity of Nigeria. Coupled with the fact that we have not gone to CHAN for quite a long time, and having discovered them and trained them and having qualified for the CHAN, they will also want to make name for themselves and for their family. It is an avenue for them to be seen, to be discovered, and to go for greener pastures. So they are fully aware of this, and I believe they are leaving no stone unturned.
In other news, West Ham United has appointed former Chelsea manager Graham Potter as their new head coach, replacing Julian Lopetegui with a 2.5-year contract as announced by the Premier League club on Thursday. This marks Potter's return to management following his departure from Chelsea in April 2023, as he aims to help West Ham rise from their current 14th position, which is just 7 points above the relegation zone. Meanwhile, Everton will kick off their 2024-2025 FA Cup campaign on Thursday night against League One side Peterborough United at Goodison Park in the third round. Fulham, looking to put their Premier League ambitions on hold, will welcome Championship team Watford to Craven Cottage. This matchup will be the first encounter between the two sides since April 2019, when Watford won decisively 4-1 at Vicarage Road during their top-flight tenure. And Sheffield United is set to face Cardiff City at Bramall Lane on Thursday in the third round of the 2024-2025 FA Cup as the home team seeks to turn around their recent struggles. With Sports Update, Bright Ibochio, NTA News.
This is where Nationwide ends. Thank you so much for being a part of it. My name is Justin. Then we do have a good evening.